Have you practiced your Worbla Tetris skills today? I got the large sheet, the extra large sheet. I don't know, it's the biggest one they got, and I only got one because that's all I could afford. I think it's about 80 bucks, and it's really, really big. I don't even know how big it is because I already cut it up. First thing you're going to need to do is make patterns. Some patterns I do out of paper like this, like my wing, it just kind of goes up like this. But for ones that are very form-fitting, you're going to have to do kind of a mold on your body. I make the patterns for the Worbla the same way I did the pattern for my corset. I did a whole tutorial on that. You can see how I taped up my body and made a pattern. We're going to do the same thing for the Worbla, only we're going to use plastic wrap and tape. So take some plastic wrap. I hate this stuff. It just sticks to everything and ugh. This gives something for the tape to stick to so you're not taping your skin, because that's not fun. Then I take a Sharpie and just draw on myself how I want my armor to look. And what's good about this method is that you get to move your arm, and the Worbla is going to be kind of stiff like the tape is, so you're going to be able to see how you're going to be able to move with the armor on. Then take a pair of scissors and we're going to cut it off. I do use like little kid scissors because the tips are rounded, they're not pointy, so they can't poke me. Yeah. And then this is your new pattern piece you're going to cut out of the Worbla. And when you line up all your patterns onto this and trace them down, you want to fit them as close as you possibly can together to minimize this excess waste amount. Now we're going to be cutting this out. You can totally just cut this with regular scissors, kid scissors, grown-up people scissors. After a while, your hands really start to hurt. That's why I use these. I don't know what they are. I think they're used for cutting stuff. I mean, obviously, but I don't know if they're made for like bushes for gardening or to cut metal. I don't know, but oh my god, it cuts through Worbla like butter. I love them. We were just at Home Depot and my brother was like, you should get those, they're awesome. And I was like, okay. And they've been in the garage for a few months and I've never had a use for them, but now I'm like, I know why I bought these, for cosplay. So yeah, cut out all your pieces. And make sure you always save all of your scraps. You never know when you're gonna need them. Save everything. I bought this roll at Michael's. It's a craft foam roll. I don't know, they come in black and white. It doesn't really matter what one you get. It's gonna be hidden by the Worbla anyway. It's about $7.99 and you buy it with a coupon like you always do at Michael's. So now I'm gonna show you how I layer my foam in my Worbla. I cut out one piece of each and they're the exact same size. Lay them down on top of each other, the Worbla on top, and then heat them up. It's not a lot of heat, just enough to make them lay flat, and the top is kind of sticky. Then I take out one of my pre-measured edging sticks. Then go ahead and heat up your edging. It doesn't have to be super bendy, you actually want it a little stiffer. It just needs to be sticky so they stick to each other. We're going to go ahead and reheat it. This time you want it really flexible. Just go ahead and take my fingers and push it around to the back side. Just kind of push it so it's flush. It does get kind of hot. Sometimes I'll put band-aids on my fingers just to give them a little extra padding. Okay? And that's about it. I repeat that process for every edge of the piece. And just to show you how I do it really quick, I'm using a bowl to shape my breastplates. Now I'm starting to add layers to detail my armor. And what I do is I tape over the place, draw my design right on the pattern, then peel off the tape. Then I tape this down onto the Worbla and cut it out, and this is going to be the pattern. And it fits right on there. Woo! And sometimes you just gotta get creative with your molding surfaces. Really quickly, little details I'm doing for my shoulder. So I'm going to be making kind of like a levitating, floating shoulder. So for that, I kind of made this inner piece, really fitted my shoulder. Stacks of foam are right here. Then I just kind of crisscross Worbla over it and made like a stand. And hold it up so that this top part kind of looks like it's floating. Don't forget what is what. Once you have that, the basic shape, and it's fitted to your body, you just gotta decorate. So I pretty much go all out on the bigger pieces, but even if you look at it, they're just lined with pieces. There's one more geometric triangle right here. This is just all lined. This is another shape that's lined with the hawk crest. It's just lines, okay? Okay, there's sickness going around and I have it. So very briefly, I'm going to go over how to attach your armor onto your body, a key factor into making any type of armor piece. What I use are loops and rings. So these are the biggest ones I buy. They're 1 inch, and I usually use them for the torso pieces because they're a lot thicker. I also get the 3/4 inch size and the 1/2 inch size. I ordered them offline off of Strapworks. Very, very small stuff. I have just these little loops. I got them in the jewelry section at Michael's. Use at your own risk because I have had the little thin ones bend open on me before. Okay, then I take a piece of Worbla, cut to about the same size as the ring so it slips in. Heat it up with my heat gun and then loop it around and fold it back on itself. I take my exacto knife and cutting on the foam on the inside, I push it down until I feel it hit the Worbla and I pull it and make a little slit. Peel it up with the exacto knife until you have this little like opening. Okay, you can push this into the slit without having this curling on you. So once you have them in place, you want to very lightly, and so not very much heat them up with your heat gun on both sides. You just need to get the Worbla sticky so that the Worbla attached to your little ring attaches to the Worbla on the outside. Repeat the heating process as necessary until you feel that these are securely in place. And to attach them, I use a variety of just laces. Like you can use ribbon. I am using leather laces just because it's going to add to the look of my costume. So I either use laces or I use Velcro, which I'm going to use for my breastplate and my legs. The only other variation I use are little elastic straps like this. And some pieces are just pure Velcro. There's no laces where I just Velcroed it right to the Worbla. So it is give and take. You have to play around with it. Whenever I made a piece, I moved. So I made sure that when I'm walking around a convention, this was going to stay. Number one, to make sure that my hooks were actually really secure and they're not going to fall off. And also to make sure that the placement of the straps was going to be comfortable all day. Once you have all your straps attached, you are set to start painting. So this is where we're going to stop for this tutorial. Painting and decorating is going to be a whole nother video. But all the main work and burning yourself is over! Hi, bird. What are you doing? I sound like Dexter. 2 a.m. You're not allowed to judge hair at 2 a.m. You're just not, okay? I go in where I need to place the rink. The rink? Am I Scooby-Doo now? The rink? The link. This was a bad design. I've hit myself in the face like 10 times looking down like put on armor. And I'm like, doink! Ugh!